Well, hi there. It is the Journal 113, T plus 108. It is July 19th. Uh, that makes it Friday, I think. Um, and I think I'm going to finally get to talk to you about what I wanted to talk to you about 2 or 3 nights ago. Something that was supplanted by other other terrorizing thoughts that kept chasing me around the block and would not release my my racing brain to look at anything else actually, and it was pretty interesting. Um, as many of you know, as I've mentioned before in the blog, I've just finished writing a book. The book has been edited, it's been formatted, cover art's done, uh, ready to go. The next big step really is getting it all set up so that we can go ahead and present the book on Amazon. In order to do that, and Kindle, or to do it as an ebook through Amazon, they require that it's formatted a certain way, which we've done, and that in order to market the book properly, intelligently, in this in these pages of questions that need to be filled out properly, um, you come across a requirement to put down keywords. Uh, we're all familiar with keywords, or most of us are familiar with keywords, because if we want to put something on the internet, um, we identify it with certain keywords that makes it easier for anyone that's looking for information on that particular topic or subject to find it. Um, if you'll notice on the YouTube presentation, there are always keywords that are identified on the bottom. If it's on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, um, there are keywords that follow as well. So they're looking for six or seven. And it sounds like it's easy enough, but words are important. I mean, words in our language are critical because they paint pictures, uh, they create images and paint pictures and create the nuance that we use in language to describe or inspire or motivate. So, and if you're a writer, as I am, if you express yourself uh, by painting these pictures with words, the nature of the words you pick are your palette, really. Um, so words are important to me, especially and it may be too important because they can be crippling when you're trying to find the best words to help promote something as important to you as the years that I've invested in writing this book are. They also want categories. They want you to go ahead and identify out of the categories they present which of these categories your book best fits in, so that they can market it well, because they want you to be successful. The more successful you are, the more successful they are. Not that I'm worried about Amazon's success at this point, but um, so I've written a book that's it's an allegory. It is either a novel that's hidden inside a business book, or it's a business book that's hidden inside a novel. Uh, like me, it's a chimera. It's two things at the same time. Uh, so you try and pick out the best keywords that you can. I worked and worked and worked, and I came up with small business rescue, because really that's what the book is about. It's about um, small business owners, entrepreneurs whose businesses are in trouble because they're excellent technicians, very good at what they do in general, and not so much when it comes to being businessmen. I know that was our odyssey, my journey, my personal journey. Uh, So it's about helping to rescue small business. It's also about entrepreneurship and and the nature of owning a business, starting a business, the risk involved, and the rewards that can be there if done properly. It's stories told with a fair amount of emphasis on Eastern philosophy, and those of you who know me know that that's been a fascination of mine for probably as long as you've known me. And it's also about martial arts, because martial arts have played an important role in my life. Beyond just the fact that I enjoyed the contact a lot, probably more than I should have. It's about self-discovery. And it's also about business metrics and personal development. And that's a wide range of keywords to use when you're trying to describe something like a novel that you've written that's really as much a story as it is a business book, or as much a business book as it is a story. And the two categories were professional development and philosophy and social aspects. Those are the two that came the closest. But when I was struggling with which keywords to use, which keywords would be the best, most effective, clearest, words to use in order to present the very essence of what this book is all about and why someone should read it, I started to think about the fact that there are keywords that appear in life. And it might not be a bad exercise to sit down and figure out what those keywords are, beyond the point that they're always changing, which doesn't diminish the fact that they're meaningful. It's just that as you move in and out of different stages in your life, you'll find that there are certain keywords that change with your situation. And sometimes in cases like mine, there aren't. I mean, and then a whole series of questions come up related to the keywords. But I would suggest that certainly when faced with a situation like I've been faced with, that my family's been confronted with, going into a treatment program like the stem cell bone marrow transplant, keywords like courage, optimism, hope, determination, discipline, dedication, attitude, gratitude, all seem to be appropriate. So if you were going to go ahead and write a novel about your life, and you had to go ahead and market it to someone else to get them to read it, what words would you use to describe either the text, the content of the novel itself, or perhaps a description of the main character? What would those keywords be? Do they change? How often do they change? Do they change in your life, or are they more principles than they are principles and values than they are likes and dislikes? What impact can they have on your thinking? And what impact can your thinking have on your actions and your behavior? And those things are important. And if you had to go ahead and put down a category for what has distinguished your life, or what has differentiated your life, or what it seems to you, what words would you choose for that? Is it philosophy? Is it professional development? Is it, I don't know, anything else that you can think of that might work, that would help you describe it? And the real question here, the one I'd suggest is really the most meaningful of all, is that if you wrote down the keywords, if you looked at the categories, if you had them down on paper, and if you found that you weren't happy with the way they describe who you are and where you would like to be, what you would like your life to look like, if you change the keywords and you change the categories, will in fact you wind up having a different outcome. I noticed that in my life, my keywords, courage, optimism, hope, determination, dedication, all of those keywords helped me get through the early treatment in the disease when it was really difficult to get through. So can you use those keywords in a positive and powerful way to change outcomes? The bottom line is, if you know me well enough, you know that I would say yes, you can. So think about that, and be interested in your thoughts and suggestions, comments. So until tomorrow, stay well and take care. I feel really good about having gotten to this blog post with the subject matter, because it got pushed out of the way twice. That's not like me. And take a deep breath. Stay well, take care. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.